We needed
Dear
you.
Lord, Father God, we come to you on this joyous Sunday. We are worn out from the weekend, but you brought us here. Thank you so much, Lord. Please, I just wanted to ask you, please help these haters because they really coming for us. They coming for heavy. They coming for the squad. I really don't know why. We're really out here trying to do something productive, trying to make something of ourselves, Lord. Please, 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 just give us the strength. Just give us the guidance to give these haters the guidance too. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Chuck. All that.
Yes.
Like, why are they trying to
Why?
reaching for the throne?
Best thing to do is pray for him. You know?
Right,
This is the Busy Doing Nothing podcast. We are right in the middle of the conversation. I am your host, Mr. Fremont. To my left, I have
Taylor, aka Doc. To my left, I have.
Heavy, J Heavy. To my left, I have right. Just kidding. Just go ahead.
the one and only, the pastor, Christian. What's good? To the left, I have my right.
That's how you know you're high.
To the left, I have my right hand man.
To
I thought I was getting crossed up in basketball.
you hit with the AI crossover. Yeah. It was a good, yo. I know you wasn't trying to drink on this illustrious special Sunday recording, yo.
Soulful Sundays, man.
It was cool.
Sundays.
Drink of the day. I almost slipped off this
Christmas
armrest
drink.
and died.
Because you're talking shit. That's the thing.
Drink of the day is Jack Daniel's Winter Jack Tennessee Cider. I guess this is like a seasonal type of exclusive drink or whatever. I don't plan
It does
on.
taste hella wintry.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it tastes like flat ginger ale to me,
Cinnamon,
yo.
gingery, like.
Yeah, that tastes like a ginger ale.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Hopefully I don't, get as drunk as I did last week, yo.
Last week, that was.
Yo, I owe you an apology, yo.
We was all
I was rambling last week, yo. I was so furred, yo. Like
Yeah.
I saw you try to save me, yo, but I wouldn't jump in the lifeboat.
I'm
Yeah.
always trying to save people. I'm always like, just trying to
Yo,
save
I was
people.
going on and on, yo. You was just like, come on, yo. I was like, yo, my fault. So I want to go ahead and, for the record, apologize for my rambling. But yeah. So we doing the special Sunday episode, which means that yesterday we got to witness Floyd Mayweather's 50th bout against Conor McGregor for the quote unquote money belt.
I feel like we need where do they find the fucking the audience, like woo, like people play that shit on like TVs and like news stations and shit, like the fucking background. You have no clue what I'm
I
talking
have no idea.
The applause.
No one understands what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're
I thought
talking
you
about.
meant like
the
sitcom.
fucking
You mean like a
applause-
sound effect?
The fucking applause thing, and like sometimes you hear people like there's like wooing and fucking whatever, but
Wooing.
it's like an applause.
So it's a sound effect.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I know
But
what
it's
you mean. I
like,
know what you
you
mean. I
know
know what you mean.
what I'm
Okay,
We
yeah.
need
I know what you
that
mean.
for like when we say something like right now, you said the shit
so
about the
dead,
fight, and then we
yeah.
can hit the thing, and it makes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I understand
And
what you
it
mean.
does the fucking shit.
I never thought to do that because I just thought it was just like.
Silent, but yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Proceed.
You can come
But,
out of your.
But yeah, it was a cool event. I appreciated it. I was a little disappointed that Tank got his belt vacated, but
Found it.
oh, okay.
So dead.
I thought what you were saying had something to do with the fight. That's why I was like, oh, all right, yeah, no, I was confused.
Like anytime you mention some cool shit.
Somebody just had punchline.
I just hit a sound effect button,
Yeah.
All right, got it.
All right, cool.
That shit is
I'm on it. We're making our show better.
How did you find it?
Yeah, I was a little upset
How
about
did
that.
you find that
That's what
shit?
you
Probably
do.
What did
Googled
you
it.
look up?
Applause, crowd cheering sound effect. Yeah.
It's crazy. You can find anything on the
Exactly. Agent
Sick.
information, But yeah, I was a little disappointed that Javante Davis didn't make weight and his belt got vacated. Because he's a good fighter. I like him as a fighter, It's just that post fight interview, I'm just like,
Oh God, he's illiterate. Like,
I mean, he cool. I was
Oh my
just
God.
listening to him like, yo, come on, yo.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah,
typical
that's
Baltimore
awful.
rhetoric though. What do you expect? You
Yeah.
probably went to a Baltimore City
It was
school.
native at his
Yeah.
best, yo. But I'm just like,
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
But I
god,
feel
yo.
like in stuff like
Yeah.
that, I feel like it's important that like you teach someone like how to speak to the media too. Like that's
Yeah.
important to like
I think
teach
that's part of the
someone
job, though.
how to speak to other business people
Mhm.
and things like that. So that because I know that white man was looking at him like what, and like you could tell like he
What?
kept saying like little snide stuff like I
Oh,
don't know
yes,
if
yes,
you
of
really
course.
caught it, but like he was saying stuff and it was just like
That's what
like
they
you know
do,
what I'm
yo.
saying?
Yeah.
They try to embarrass
And
them.
I'm just like
yo.
that shit is just awful. Like, and I think that even if you are at that level, you're making that type of money, like, you still look stupid, you know what I'm saying? You can have any money in the world, but, like, if you can't get up and speak well in front of, like, a crowd of people or business people, important people, that's...
See, I'm kind of torn on it because I feel like Baltimore does have a culture that I feel like it's cool that that Baltimore's native culture is being put to the forefront, so you can hear the accent, you can hear the vernacular stuff like that. But just some, I know what you mean though.
He was answering some of the questions and like he kept saying like I don't know.
I get what you're saying.
You should be able to know how to talk
like,
formally.
Yes.
I knew it was going downhill when he said I knew it had hurted him.
It hurt him.
I knew it. I was like, oh Lord.
I know I had him.
I was like, oh God.
And again, I know that's just him as a person. Like he's just talking, you know, whatever. But like I just feel like
he was talking like as if he was talking to one of his
millions of
homeboys.
people are watching. You know what I'm saying? Are watching this. You know, I don't know. I just feel like
it's a gift and a curse, yo. Like I like it, but I don't like it because it's just like, come on, yo, we can do better than that. Like, but
because it's not even like
I like it because it's Baltimore at its purest on a national scale. It's just like. Is that really what we want to like sound like on the national scale?
Because it's different. It's different than Mike Tyson because he kind of has a choice to talk like that. I'm pretty sure he is aware of how to talk properly, but he was just talking the way he was comfortable talking, you know. And like Mike Tyson actually had like a lisp, so it's like harder for him to talk. It does sound pretty ridiculous when he talks.
I'm not saying anything if you have like a lisp or if you genuinely have.
No, I'm saying he had a choice to talk like that.
Or something like
That's what I'm saying. He doesn't have to talk like that, but he chose to talk like that.
Like that's
right.
So.
I'm just saying, I feel like it should be taught and it should be like learned, like you know.
Do you think Floyd Mayweather should teach him how to talk? No, he should just learn how on his own.
Because he can't even fucking.
Floyd.
Never mind.
She said he can't teach him how to talk because Floyd can't read.
They
go hand in hand, yo.
Oh man,
that's terrible.
But,
how he not do smile and try to fight?
They are champions.
Oh my God, awful.
But yeah, I feel what you're saying. But I do like him as a boxer, though. I think he's definitely talented.
He's young, man. So much potential.
Yeah.
He's already undefeated.
And to have that type of dedication at such a young age is dope as shit.
Right.
You were just saying that yesterday. Like, what the fuck was I doing at 22? Not no shit
playing
like that.
video
Not
games,
even playing up to 20. Like he was doing that up to. Like you know what I'm saying? Not even on
his
what the
break
fuck
was probably
was I
at
doing?
22, but he was probably grinding way before that.
Yeah, as a kid,
Yeah.
Damn, he ain't
Just
no
in the
childhood.
gym working on that shit. And that takes so much dedication. That takes so much like you know, friends and I'll do other shit that you want to go do and you just don't because you go do that. You love that shit so fucking much.
Right. And especially in Baltimore, coming from Baltimore, you know, there's always something to
always something to get into.
One decision will
like,
end up taking your whole life a whole different direction, even if that's not what you thought was gonna happen. So it's just like I don't know. And he probably had people that, you know, kept him away from that. So that's cool to have a circle of people like that around. If that was the case, he could have just been smart enough not to deal with it on his own. But you know, I don't know.
Yeah, Floyd did the same thing though because they were showing the clips, you know, the throwback clips of him when he was a kid doing the same thing. You know, always working out when he could.
He was a kid too.
And it just takes that one little, you know, you're either gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. It's crazy.
Yeah. But the Conor fight, though, I thought it was entertaining. I knew it was going to be entertaining because I feel like Floyd will definitely make sure that his fights are entertaining at least. Well, entertaining in a sense, but I know a lot of people say his fights are boring. So it's like
he's offensive.
Right, he's at least not going to try to. I don't know. It was going to be something for the crowd to remember, but it was just like. I thought it was cool. I never thought Conor McGregor was going to win that fight because I'm just like, believe it. I mean, Conor McGregor might have been a more physical, imposing fighter than Floyd was. Maybe. But in the UFC, you only fighting like 3 rounds.
Exactly. It's
Championship
like 20,
rounds,
25
3
minutes.
rounds, 5 rounds, 5 minutes, or something like that.
Something, exactly.
Between 15 and 25 minutes in a UFC
most
fight.
25.
Right, and in a boxing fight, it goes way longer than that. And I knew if Conor McGregor didn't do something early on, he was going to win it. The only thing that kind of threw me off was just like, it didn't seem like he gradually got tired. It seemed like he just like bottomed out, which was just like, I was like, that's a little unrealistic because it's not even like he threw like a punch that had everything in it. That just it kind of seemed like he just died in the middle of a round. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean,
it was kind of weird, man, because it doesn't look like he just gave up instantly. He just started like dancing on the ropes, and it's like, what's going on? He looks like he was sleeping out there. I don't know what happened, but maybe he was just that tired. But I mean, I was thinking maybe he's an athlete. He should be conditioned in some capacity, but that was his first professional fight, so I don't think he sparred. Maybe he did spar against somebody for that long. Maybe he didn't though, but.
Right. And he's a bigger dude too. He's carrying a lot more, like, to keep up, like, and be. I feel like, taught to be more physical than actually, like, moving around.
And yeah, he only used his hands. He kept trying to go for the body and stuff.
He hit him like 20 hammer fists.
Yeah, he really tried. He was trying to slam him at some
Yeah.
point. He's probably used to being able to do that instead of just using his hands all the time.
Right.
So that was a handicap.
But I was getting annoyed though.
Agile, way more agile.
I was getting annoyed though because Floyd kept like turning around and basically giving him his back. I'm like, you're not supposed to do that anyway.
Yeah, I
like,
don't know why he was doing that.
You're not supposed to turn your back to like that don't even make sense.
I think Floyd was just playing with his food.
He probably was
before he attacked. But he does that though. He'll mess with somebody for like 3 or 4 rounds. See what's going on. Fill his opponent out. Just maybe try to find out their strengths and their weaknesses. And then he'll go and attack towards the end like that. But he always makes sure he scores higher than his opponent, though, whether they miss their hits or whatever. He parries them. Or,
right.
He's always good at evading.
Right. But even Floyd, I mean, you could tell he was older in that fight. Like, he looked a little less sharp than he usually had been. Yeah. You used to seeing him as. I was thinking about it because I'm like, yo, like, after yesterday, and maybe with the exception of the Canelo fight that's coming up, fight parties ain't gonna be a thing no more. Yeah. Because who else is really boxing like that that's making people have fight parties anymore?
I already thought about that.
Like, it used to be Tyson, and then after Tyson, it was basically Mayweather. And now that Mayweather's gone, it's just like nobody's left. I mean,
absolutely.
I think the day of the fight parties is basically over unless people start to have fight parties for like UFC events. But I've never seen that happen.
I've never seen that.
I mean, I feel like that's a part of history that's about to be over with, and that's just, I don't know.
The only people I ever watched on the big screen was Floyd, Tyson, and not really, but Hasim Rockman, But I ain't really
because he was from Baltimore.
That was it though. Like,
I just think Floyd and Tyson.
Yeah, it was just
Floyd
and
Floyd and Tyson.
And maybe Roy Jones.
Yeah, you're right.
But I feel like he was kind of not in the era where I started watching boxing either. Though.
Yeah.
But
I play with him mainly on like fight night and games.
But I don't know. I just feel like that's the
fight, man.
End of a whole like era right there. But I don't know. Maybe like I know that Floyd is probably like one of the greatest boxers in the sport to ever have done it. But part of me like that little like conspiracy part of me got a feeling that like maybe like on his deathbed or something, he's gonna be like, yeah. Towards like after I reached a certain point in my career and I was in control of my career, I was paying my opponents to lose. Because you gotta think about it, he's making like 4 or 5 times more in millions than his opponent. He can easily just be like, yo, I'll swing you an extra $25 million if you make it look good and just lose towards the end.
Shit.
That's
crooked as shit. I was like, dang.
But I mean, not to say he's not good enough to do it, because I definitely think he can beat all those people. But I mean, if you got the power and the money to do it.
For some people, maybe.
I feel like sports are like that very though. Man. They're controlled by money and the rest and people higher up. Like there's been a lot of football games where I feel like even with the Patriots, I'm not really a fan of them, but somehow they miraculously win. I don't understand how.
They be cheating for real.
It's not. Some form of capacity, man. I don't know.
But like just like even with the Super Bowl, like the year that the Ravens went and the lights went out for like 30 minutes because they was getting smashed.
That was phony.
You gotta think about it because it's like a whole gambling thing revolving around that. So if somebody is like completely lopsided, they probably are going to try to do something to balance out the odds or whatever. So I don't know. That's
a lot of funny things that happen. A lot. I remember that one year that what's the name went. Who was it? The Seahawks. Didn't they go? And then they go like once or twice.
Yeah,
recently.
Even
then they lose once.
They lost to the Patriots.
But like, how do you lose to the?
Because they was on the 1 yard line and decided to pass.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Stuff like that bothers me though.
Right. That's all they had to do was get the ball.
Run to get the best runner. The runner's running back.
He had just had like a long run. The very play before they on a 1 yard line.
Stuff like that bothers me.
And I think it was first down.
Stuff like that bothers me.
But yeah, I think that's why he retired. He didn't want to play for them no more after that. I couldn't even blame him for real. But yeah, that's just wild. But we had a little fight party yesterday, and it turned out pretty good.
Like 100 people.
I appreciate everybody that came out. Showed their support, and actually paid to come in, because you got people that just feel like things are just entitled.
Yo, black people, period, man. I was trying to get over,
I
yo.
just don't understand.
Like when they go to the white man, all right, I'll give you the full price. They go to the Asians, get their hair, whatever, they pay the full price. If it was a black person, like, yo, what's up? You gonna look out for me, bro?
Right.
You gonna come
Always
me,
trying to look out. And that's one of
Yo,
the... Oh, my God, yo. That is
always
one
try
of
to
the...
cut corners on their bro.
Yes, yo.
Yeah.
And that's the worst. That's like the worst part about being a black business owner is trying to get the support of your fellow black people, and they always either want a discount or they want something for free or they want just something, and it's just like, yo, come on, yo, like
services.
you would not say that to the guy down the street who's going to charge you to do the exact same thing, maybe even more money, and it's just like I don't even get. I remember you had posted something a while back. I think you was making a flyer or something like that, and somebody was telling you that was something about.
So they didn't want to pay that much, but I'm sitting there like, yo, if you ain't paying this much for a flyer anywhere, then you just got a shitty ass fucking flyer.
Right,
like,
and I think you was charging less than
Yeah.
what anybody else would charge to make a flyer. Like,
yeah.
Why is that? Why do we have that mentality, though? Why do you guys think?
I think it's just because it's in some instances it's probably jealousy, envy, because you got to think about it when you say, for example, you buy something from somebody who has a black person that has a business. You give them that money. You actually can speak and see the owner. You actually get to almost kind of track and see how they spend their money. And you're gonna be like, why would I give you my? And you, like, if you go shop at like big brands like Polo and all this other stuff, you paying that money is basically being thrown into like a dark hole because you don't know what they're doing with the money. You don't even know who the owner is, what he looks like, what he spends his money on, what his interests are. But if you patronizing a black business, you have more contact to the person who owns the business, and you feel like they don't deserve your money as much,
Right,
because
you can see where
they're more reachable, and I just don't understand that concept. I think
it's just entitlement. We feel entitled to, like, if we're like, you can't help me out because you're my brother, you're my sister. Like, why you can't just cut a little deal, you know? And I feel like we just feel like we're entitled to do that. And if you don't do that, like, why would you not do that? Why would you not want to help?
Right.
Always the white man always 40 acres in a mule, not the black man. So I don't understand why. Like, it's just. But I mean, I agree with you, though. It's stupid though to me.
Yeah,
It's stupid. It's ridiculous.
Like, my thing
Why
is,
you undercut your own people like that?
Right.
Yeah.
If it's something that I'm just genuinely not interested in, like a product or a service, then no, I'm not gonna buy it.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna just buy something from a black person because they are a black business and I don't have no use or need for the service. But if I can find a black business that does the things that I need done, I'm gonna patronize a black business before I go anywhere else, if possible. I mean, like, I just don't understand the logic behind it. A lot of people feel like I said, because these people are probably closer to them in like proximity, I'm not going to put money in your hand because now you're basically taking money out of my pocket and I'm putting it in your pocket. Like,
And that makes
hand
no
in hand.
sense though.
Right.
Because you're helping somebody else out. Like, y'all should want to help each other out.
That's
though.
what I'm
Like, that's
saying.
why.
How about your community?
Yeah, like, it shouldn't even. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, it's the same thing. Like, as far as like hacking and stuff. Like, some people, they rather take a hack than to call an Uber, because you know that the person that is going to hack you somewhere, they need this money versus
right in their pocket.
Yeah, and you put it right in their pocket. Where as far as if you gonna call an Uber, the Uber getting the money. The driver is getting only a portion of what Uber decides to pay them or whatever. When you get a hack, you giving they getting all of that money for real. So
Now, the only thing I will say in Uber's defense versus a hack is it's more secure, in my opinion, because most people, when you get an Uber, you have an account.
Yeah.
So if something was to happen, like somebody was to rob you or kill somebody that's driving, at least Uber has a record of what account was last logged into that vehicle. Whereas if you're in a hack, anybody on the street is getting in your car. You ain't gonna take time to identify who they are. Where you going? Where you gonna drop you off at? Take them, and nobody even knows they were in your car. Yeah, so I get that. I think there are black-owned services like Uber, though. I heard of one. I can't remember the name of it.
I've never heard of
it is one. I forgot
the name of it.
But
it's not Lyft, but it's something. It's called something else. I think it's called like.
It's like Move.
Something like that. Yeah.
Move, but it's like with two O's.
Yeah, it's black-owned, but I don't think it's that prevalent, like especially not in Baltimore. But there is a black-owned one, but.
The period though, I think because I remember there was a conversation on the radio, and then black women were talking about I'd rather go get my hair products though from like the Asian stores and stuff like that, and instead of going to the ones that are black owned.
because they overpriced. That's where that.
Okay, well, I don't
that's
know.
where that come
I've
from.
never been in one.
Black owners
shop.
are overpriced.
Yeah, that's where that
Okay.
come from. If you go to a black beauty shop, like most of that stuff it's gonna be it's better for you, it's healthier for you, but it's gonna be overpriced. Where you can go to the Asian spot and get the same thing and it'd be $3. You know, you be like, all right. Whereas you go to a black shop, it's gonna be like $12.99. You be like, yo, I can go down the street to Ying House for real and get it for $3.
Right.
Like, nah.
Well, see, there's a reason for that though, because most of the Asian-owned stores and even like the Indian and even white-owned stores, they have their own network of financial backing. Like one Asian store can be, they can be basically supplying each other, whereas they can keep the costs amongst themselves. Whereas most black stores are probably first of their kind, just starting out, and they need to make the money back from wherever it is that they're ordering their product from. So most black-owned companies do have to charge more because they don't have the resources or the financial backing to lower their costs. So they obviously got to sell more than what you pay. So I mean, that's just the thing you got to deal with. But if you don't want to deal with it, then that's part of the reason why a lot of black-owned businesses can't thrive.
Like the hairdresser I used to go to, like they do nails and stuff. But I don't go get my nails done there. And I don't know why. It's just more expensive than if I just went to, Chinese place and they did my nails. It'd be cheaper. And they do it faster too. Quicker. Like...
It's funny you say that because I remember like a couple summers ago, my uncle wanted to move. That Home Depot by the Restaurant Road Plaza.
Right.
He was like, Christian, go around and go get me some Mexicans for real. He was like, no, listen. I mean, 'cause Mexicans are typically known for their work ethic, right?
Yeah.
They standing there. These guys are probably undocumented immigrants, and they just stand out that way for work. So it's like a bunch of black guys, but it's like 3 times as many Mexican guys. So everybody run up to my car, hey man, what's up? How much, man? They're banging on the window and stuff. You saw I was a drug lord. They wanted work. They wanted work. So
I see it every day.
I seen the first 2 Mexicans say, I said, you get in. And then other black guys like, man, what's up? Yo, you supposed to look out for the brothers, yo. What's up? What's going on? And you know what? Those guys worked so hard, man. They really got it in. The one was short as hell. That one was like my size. They're picking up refrigerators and big screen. They was getting it in. And me and my uncle were so impressed with them. And you know what? Me and my uncle were talking. And we were actually saying it's a shame because we preferred to give our monies to the Mexicans because we thought that they would have worked harder than black guys with the same money, We thought they would have been on their phones, taking too many breaks, or just chilling, for the most part. But so I guess I'm a victim of it too. You kind of discriminate against your own kind, though. They got it in. They were so small and they got it in, They did not stop once.
But
it was hot. It was scorching. They didn't stop once. Exactly. Why?
Like, why in your brain are you doing that?
They got it in, yo.
We also know how we are as a people. Like we
That's
like
so
how you
true.
said they're gonna be probably taking smoke breaks on the phone, whatever. Like we know how we are. So if you know you want to get something done, like
exactly,
like
yo.
yo, I'm trying to get all this done. I'm trying to get it done in 2 hours.
Exactly, yo.
A black person, I mean, because we know ourselves, we might show up 30 minutes late, take 6 or 7 smoke breaks, or hour, take 6 or 7 take 6 or 7 smoke breaks, be just lackadaisical with the work because we know we would do it. So it's like I kind of get it, but
but not
it's
everybody.
sad,
That's the
not
thing is we
everybody,
can't
that's
lump
sad.
everybody in the same thing.
And the people outside Home Depot, soliciting for work is different than a legitimately black-owned business.
Yeah,
those
it's
are just
different,
people
it's
just
different.
looking to get picked up for hire. They really don't have any type
working
of
for the day,
business background type or any type of business reputation that they have to uphold, especially to any standard of the law, because they just outside of Home Depot looking for somebody to pick them up for little odd jobs. So I can get that. You want to go with who you think you can trust most, but I'm talking about in terms of like legitimate black businesses that have to deal with that stuff on a regular basis. It's just hard for me to wrap my head around.
Man, Jewish people, man, they do a really good job with that, though. They make sure that Jewish money goes into Jewish places, the Jewish institutions,
the whole community,
everything, man. They always work together,
Right.
Yeah, that's a good model, other communities should, aspire to be like.
Right. I mean,
why
they
can't
got
we
that
be
shit
like
intact,
that? Like,
man.
why can't we be like that though?
It's a whole different culture with them.
well, I think one thing is
Well,
also probably
we always
just,
been attacked too. Our community is always being under attack. If you think about it, and it's not like not just ourselves, because we do damage to our own communities as well. But like once you're doing something good and another culture hears about it, it's like they just come in and sweep whatever we doing.
Yeah, they find a way to
and I don't
disrupt
understand.
it.
Yeah, trying. So I don't know what that's all about.
Right.
It's like whenever we do get together, it does get
Mhm.
taken away from us. So I don't know what
That's
that
true.
is.
That is
We
true.
need some security, like some.
Yeah. Or we just gotta do a better
Like
job.
some
We gotta do a better
protection.
job of letting
we need some protection. That's
letting
what
the
we
things
need.
that we do amongst ourselves be amongst ourselves. And so many people be so ready to just broadcast everything that they do. And so people will know exactly, okay, this is what I need to do to make sure I go and mess that up. Like, we don't know what Jewish people do amongst themselves, the reason why they're so successful.
Yeah,
like, we
that's
just know
right.
that they keep their money together. Well, we don't know what they do. Like, they just got everything. Like, that's all we know. Like, they got everything. They
Yeah,
own
and I'm
everything.
not interested in like literally going in their community and trying to figure it
Right.
out either. Like that's one thing. Yeah.
The Indian community too.
Yeah, that's what I
like,
said,
they keep it
They
closed.
like Indians be getting that fucking money.
Most of them,
Yeah,
I think a
they
lot
do.
of Indians own a
Bad.
lot of
Like,
the
The
liquor
fuck is
stores
going
and
on with
stuff.
y'all?
Yeah.
What are y'all doing? Like,
They don't. I mean, like I said, we don't know what they do either.
They
They
don't let
just
people
stick
in.
together.
Right.
They make
Yeah.
their money off of whoever it is they make their money off of, and they just go about it that way. And I feel like we don't, because we either
I
tell
think-
too much of our business, or
and we're
we
jealous.
just don't trust each-
We're
yeah,
always
we're too
jealous of
envious of one another,
We
yeah.
want better. We want more. We're greedy. And I think with them, like, they're not jealous. They're not greedy. It's more of like, I can help you, so you can help me, and then we can shut everyone else out to what we have going on.
we gotta stop allowing people to in and letting us make us get jealous though.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. Like it's other people that
Yeah.
stepping in
Yeah.
and getting and interfering
Egging
with
it
that.
on. And,
Yeah.
adding commentary, all of that.
but I also think it's a matter of actually like filtering and keeping track of the people that you do support or do keep around, and the mentality that they do have, because it's like a lot of people have people in, around them that just have like a downing mentality, that just want to bring down the mood of everything. And it's just like, at some point you just got to realize, like, yo, I don't need that type of energy that you bring around. I'm looking for this type of energy, this type of environment, and really like latch onto it and actually hold some type of standard for yourself. Like, yo, yes, you are a black person. I love you as a black person, but you're not in that mind state that I need you to be around. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to do better things with better people, and that's just got to be what it is. Like, I mean, not to say you got to leave people behind or leave your fellow, black man behind, but it's just like, in order for you to progress, you can't carry the weight of everyone else on your shoulders. You'd be better off to, ascend your own way and then maybe extend the hand down, but you can't carry everybody up on your own way up, because you're never going to make it. So that's just how I feel.
Do Jewish people tell their people that though?
I don't know. I don't know.
I wonder if they tell them that.
Probably.
Right.
You know what I mean? Well, they probably don't even have to anymore. They probably just like,
They just
they
know not
already,
to do
yeah.
it.
I mean,
Dishonor.
right.
Oh, that's Asian. Dishonor on your family.
Pull out the sword.
Nigga said.
Dishonor.
Right.
That's Japanese. and shit. I forgot what this shit. Last samurai type of shit.
Oh, yo. But I mean, I don't know, like, because, I mean, like I said, this week was just really, like, revealing to me. Because, like, like, y'all know I had the fight party. And I went on my rant earlier this week because I was literally irritated, yo. I'm just like, yo, granted, it's not a business. I mean, it's just a fight party. But it's just like, yo.
You providing a service.
Right, yo. And, I mean, it was all love. You came in, you got some food. People got food. They got drinks if they wanted to. They watched the fight.
Yeah.
Why do people feel like I can come in your house and do all that for free, make a mess, and then leave? Like, I don't understand. Like, you got, like, everything was laid out. You can do whatever you want. Just pay the money and everything is all good. So it's just like, you got people that just feel like, oh, if I'm paying money, I better get like something along the lines of a red carpet experience. I'm like, first of all, yo, it's $10. Like,
Niggas throw $10
Yeah,
away. They
yeah.
want anything and
Right.
everything.
Yes.
and then they try to find a way to diminish the value of whatever it is you're doing to rationalize amongst themselves why they don't feel like it's worth $10.
But the thing is, they couldn't watch it because it was a pay-per-view experience, and they didn't want to pay the $100+ to watch it. So you have
Right.
to find somebody else who has paid that money.
Right.
Maybe they let you in for free. Maybe they won't. They'll probably charge you a little bit, but Is that really asking for a lot considering the cost of the experience?
Cost of the experience. And then, I mean, it's not even
And
just the amount of
you
money.
there was the food here too,
Right.
which was good. You know, there were drinks here, which was good. You know,
Right. So it's not just $100 for the fight. It's $100 for the fight. It's whatever else you get, food, drinks, and then setting up, cleaning up, all that other stuff. Like that takes time and money, yo. So it's like if $10 is gonna kill you for that, then all right,
shouldn't be there, then.
right,
She ain't understand.
right. And I'm just like, all right, well. I was like, more power to you, yo. And then it's just like, I'm not forcing or begging anybody to come.
Exactly.
Like, it's like, if you don't want to come,
Yeah.
fine. Like, you don't have to argue with me about it. Like,
It's the
just
same
like,
thing as going to the movies. You don't want to see that movie. You're like, man, I ain't paying $10 to come to the movie. Just watch that. I'm like, just don't go to the movie.
Right, just don't go. Like,
I think
yeah,
I'm not
like,
getting mad.
what is the person at the box office? They're gonna be like, all right,
Alright, all got it.
yeah, yo. It's just like,
There'll be other patrons. Yeah, you know,
Right,
right,
but again, like that's how I feel. Like that's like I feel like the mentality of like even like people just dealing with black businesses is just like, why am I giving you my money? It's not worth me giving you.
Yeah,
my money. It's not
No,
even
that's it.
necessarily.
Shut the fuck up.
Right,
Like,
it's
that's how
not
I
even.
feel like,
But I'm
you
saying
know,
like it's so
playing.
many people that think like that though,
Yeah.
and that's the problem amongst like black businesses because it's just like they feel like they need extra reasons to give, to give another black person money.
Black people gotta work hard all the freaking time.
Mm-hmm.
All the time. That's it. That's
black
all
people
that is.
don't worry, you black businesses,
yeah,
you know.
like black people just
Not
gotta work
everybody,
extra
not
hard,
everybody.
even for that to get the attention of their own people.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta work extra hard.
It's just like what.
Period.
Right. I mean, like I said, I don't think anybody should be like patronizing black businesses that are like, what's the word? Overtly subpar. Like if your business is bad and you don't do well with your business and it's just sloppily done or it's just, the product is just not of good quality, then no, you don't. You need to get your business together before you expect people to start really patronizing your business. But it's people who really have that stuff in order and they just can't get support because it's just like people don't feel like they deserve their money because they can just I really don't understand the rationale. Like there's a new restaurant that opened up in the plaza called Bel Cibo.
I saw it.
And that's a black owned business and I've eaten there twice already. That's a really good restaurant. I mean it is a little pricey, but it's the only black owned restaurant I think in the in that plaza right now, and the food is good. Like it's good. It's just it's a little pricey, but I'll eat it. You know what I mean? Like I've been there twice already.
What type of food is
Yeah,
that?
like
I honestly believe it's a Muslim spot because they don't serve pork.
Okay.
They do like turkey bacon and stuff like that, but it's still good. Like I got a Reuben sandwich when I went.
Oh yeah, I love Reuben.
It was
yeah,
good.
Ruben's good.
You're gonna double T getting them Reubens. So.
Yeah, I like it. I actually got to meet the owner. Dude is cool.
for real?
Yeah, like, and that's what I said about black business. The owners are more accessible. Like you can actually see them, talk to them, actually get a feel of how they are. Which I feel like you do need to do if you decide you're going to actually patronize that business, because you don't want to be giving your money to somebody you think is just like a jerk or
Right.
you know what I mean, like something like that. So I don't know. I think it's a gift and a curse. But the dude was cool, and the restaurant food is nice. The servers, or not the servers, the cashiers or whatever, they nice. I mean, it's a good establishment. So that's That's my black excellence shout out for the day.
That's good. What they call it again?
Bel
yes.
Cibo.
See, look, that's perfect time.
Hit the button.
Cibo.
Like she missed the cue and shit. Missed the cue.
Bel Cibo.
I'm
Oh,
gonna actually
wait,
try to.
damn.
I'm
Whole
gonna actually try to set something up. Maybe we can
Still
do
did it
like
on my
an
own.
episode with the dude or something.
Oh, no, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Right.
Leadership. All right.
Cool, yeah.
That's funny.
Still working on it, man.
Wow. On Friday, I went to this Indian restaurant, and I don't know. I got these thoughts about Indian
She
restaurants.
said, you started off with I don't know. That was a bad song.
That's just like, I don't know. I got these thoughts about Indian businesses. Like, they be charging you like a whole arm and a leg for you just not to really just have an experience, like a good experience. I went to this Indian restaurant before that's off of Liberty Road called Akbar Palace.
I seen it wind up in it.
Never.
Yeah. So, you know when you go to a restaurant, you just expecting it just be fancy, be nice inside. No, it's not like that. It's
Did
like,
you actually stay and eat?
Yeah, I did though. Yeah.
But see, I feel like the mentality, if it was black owned, you would have left, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
See?
I was questioning on
Yeah.
whether I was questioning on whether I should stay there. Like I really did the whole time. Cause you go in there, it's like stains on the wall and whatnot. It's like,
Stains get on the wall.
yo, I'm telling y'all, please go. Like just the dog. Like this for the experience that I'm telling y'all. Like,
That sounds like a bad experience.
but it was like stains on the wall, and like, I mean, their tables be already set, so it makes you wonder, like, how long was these plates on these tables? You know, like that. When I walked in, I was really thinking that, like, how long has these plates been sitting on this table if the table already been set? For real, like, I don't know, like, but you don't think that when you go to a restaurant like Ruby Tuesday and stuff, and the table was set.
I thought they usually bring the plates out. Oh, I never been. I never been.
Well, that's an example. But like,
right.
you know, if you go to a restaurant that already like it looks like, you don't think that way. But I thought that way when in the Indian restaurant. I thought that way when, and then on Friday I went to a different one. It's like Namaste or something, and that's off of Cold Spring, and it's the same way. Like when I went in there, the walls were stained.
Maybe
And
that's part of the
like,
design
like,
structure. I don't
no,
know.
yo, the walls were stained,
Indian
yo.
restaurants get stained walls.
The walls were stained. And
wonder
it was like this,
what, though?
it was like nets flying around
Oh,
and stuff.
nah.
And I was just like, why, yo, why?
Did
like,
you stay and eat?
like, what? Yeah. I stayed and eat,
A knife and a
because that
napkin in
food
your
was
shirt.
good.
Yeah.
But that food was good. Because the Indian food be
That's the
good.
nuts.
But that's every Indian spot I go to. Like,
That
it's,
seasoning.
it's another one on Security Boulevard.
What
It's
even
a carry
is
out.
Indian cuisine? Like what?
Like-
What do they be? What is it?
When
What
I
do you
order-
serve?
Whenever I go get this thing called chicken tiki masala, and it's
Okay,
like
let
some
'em know.
like it's like some spicy tomato sauce, and the chicken is in it,
Picture.
and it's like some spicy tomato sauce with the chicken in it, and then that's like they have rice with everything, so it's like some and rice.
Hell out of some rice.
So
Yeah,
everything
with
is just
rice.
basically some type of like gravy over like
Yeah.
chicken and rice or
Yeah.
some shit.
Pretty much. Or
You
you
know
can
what it
even-
is.
It's funny
they
though because
sell,
she just
like-
put it in like the lamest terms. Be like, why would I pay for that? Like,
But
see,
pretty much that's what it is. It's like that.
Yeah.
Or if you wanted like curry chicken, which is like another
I
type
thought
of
curry
gravy.
chicken was Jamaican.
No, they got curry chicken.
Oh yeah, okay.
You talk about jerk chicken.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Yeah, you
you're
talk
right,
about
you're
jerk.
right,
They got
you're right.
curry chicken and lamb. They sell lamb and stuff like that. So lamb is that's what I had lamb on Friday. I had lamb tiki marsala. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but but yeah, it was stains on the wall, everything. And I sat there and I ate that shit, and I paid $40-something for that meal for real. And then it's like, and that's what I'm saying. That's the thing that the whole time I'm eating, I'm sitting there like, yo, I pay all this money for this service and stuff, but a black business.
If they had the
I
same
wouldn't. Yeah,
criteria,
it would.
you
It would not
have-
even be like why. I don't even know why I did that. I don't
Maybe
know
it's
why I
because we
did
feel
that.
like we can critique black businesses more than we can critique others. You know what I mean?
Entitlement. We feel entitled.
Right, the sense of entitlement. I don't know. I just feel like we feel like we can't critique other businesses, especially unless it's like a big corporation where they got like a customer claims department.
Yeah.
You feel like you can just go that way and get a free meal or something. But
Yeah.
like small
Yeah, definitely
businesses,
complain.
you know, like you don't really critique. You know, or if it's a black business, you'll critique. But I don't know. Maybe it's that whole
It's 'cause he's
just
black,
feeling like you don't
man,
want to
that's it.
speak up type factor, which I feel like might be instilled from people as a child. You know, and just a matter of like, unless it's like your peers or you know people that you know that you may not necessarily have that much respect for, you'll say whatever to. But you know, we go into these other businesses owned by other races, and we might have a different level of respect. So we feel like we can't or shouldn't say something because we don't want to
Yeah.
upset anybody.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's
They don't
something
have no
that's
problem with black businesses. That's the thing. Nobody has a problem with black businesses though.
Mhm.
With going up to a black person.
That's what I'm saying. So I feel like though they're less respected, but like I was saying in terms of like when you brought up as a kid, you feel like if you say something to somebody or if you say something back to somebody or critique them in any way, it's a sense of disrespect, so you get punished for it or you mean something like that. But obviously if you have less respect for somebody or something, you'll do it. But if you do, you won't. You know what I mean? Like kind of how like, you won't say certain things to or around your parents.
Bite your tongue.
Right, but if you go to like a different business and they're like owned by like a different race or ethnicity, you might not say nothing because you got a heightened level of respect for whatever reason. But I think it goes back to like childhood and upbringing and whatnot. I don't know, maybe that's a reach, but
Because if you went somewhere as a child and did that, your mother slapped you, right?
yeah, and it was usually because they would take you to maybe like a big store or white owned business or any type of other business. So if you be like, yeah, I don't like that, they'd be like, shut up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, they do that. Put that down. Don't touch.
Right. I mean,
You gonna buy it?
I think it does. It does maybe
like, how I go
slightly
to
tie
school,
into upbringing. Because like when you coming up as a child, like you're looked at as if you say something back or if you say something, in defense or opinionated of your own against an adult. Most of the time of any adult, they'll be like, that's disrespectful. Don't do that. But I mean, granted, no child should ever feel comfortable enough to scream or yell at an adult. But if they don't feel the same way that the adult feels, why not be able to because I feel like that suppresses a child's level of reasoning, of intellect, of just I don't know, being able to speak up for themselves. They feel like, oh no, I shouldn't say anything because that's going to be.
So do you think a child, once a child gets to a certain age, you think that's when they're allowed to talk back then?
Not necessarily.
Talk back
There's
is
a difference
bad,
between talking back and having
that's
a different
bad term to
perspective.
use.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like he's saying, if the child has a valid point, a sound point, if it's reason to it, if there's some justification as to why he or she feels like that, why can't you hear them out? I mean, is this parenting or is this a dictatorship though?
Right. And it's sad to say, a lot of black parents look at parenting as a dictatorship. Even in the sense of do as I say, not as I do. You be like, yo, you put them dishes in the sink, go clean them, or they'll eat and throw their dish in the sink and go upstairs. But if you be like, yo, you just did that, and like, don't worry about what I do. You make sure you don't do it. You know what I mean? So it's just like it's
like,
not
what?
right. And that's a valid question. It's just like, yo, you fussing me all the time about putting something. Why do you do it? And I pay the bill. That's usually the excuse. Like as a child, I pay the bills, so I do whatever I want.
So
you
then
pay
you grow up
bills.
your whole
Right.
your whole life,
Right.
So you grow up your whole life saying like, I can't wait till I pay this bill so that I don't have to be said, nothing be said to me. Yeah.
But I think that's. I
waited.
mean, I'm not a parent, so granted, I can't necessarily speak on experience, but I do feel like it reduces your child's sense of confidence or sense of being able to rationalize or speak up or defend themselves when they know something is wrong. Because if they've been, even if they had a different perspective that they may feel is right, they feel like it's controversial to say something, they're not going to do it. So,
Yeah, it's sort of similar to when you're at work and your boss may tell you to do something, or you do something that you feel is wrong or isn't right, or sometimes you feel like you're being taken advantage of. Or it's just like I've been in a situation where as though I felt like when my boss had me to do something that was like unethical. And, I had to say something, but might doesn't make right. Just because someone's above you or you're superior doesn't mean that everything they say is the right thing to do, though, all the time. So you just have to learn when to stick up for yourself, Speak up, like you were saying,
All right, but I just feel like, I don't know if that happens in like every other household, but I know it definitely happens a lot in the black household for children. And it's just like, I don't think that fosters a well-rounded.
I don't think it happens.
I'm one of the ones that do believe in beatings. So I'm not saying like, oh, you can't punish your child or hey, if your kid is wild and you can smack him real quick, it's over. But I also
need to have balance.
Yeah, like you shouldn't resort to just
a good end of like love and a good end of like
discipline.
Better.
Yeah,
and, when you don't do like you're supposed to, there's consequences. It doesn't always have to resort to like I can be a beating if they need it, but it doesn't always have to resort to that either. Because sometimes you beat your kids to death and that still doesn't do anything.
It does. They don't learn anything from it. Right.
That's not how they learn. They're not learning from that. And sometimes it's more of like, I'm just going to do this to get in trouble so that I can get beat, so that I can get the attention, so that I can whatever. Sometimes
some people just want to get beaten.
Yeah. Parents are not picking up on that.
Because some parents, I feel like, don't even pay attention to their kid until they do something wrong and it's time to beat them. So some kids, to get that attention, like you said, they feel like, oh, let me go break this so I can go get my parents' attention. They might beat me, but at least they paying me some attention.
Your kid resorting to that, they crazy.
Well, I wouldn't blame it on the kid.
The parents' fault though.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. You done turn your kids crazy.
Oh yeah, that's
you done turn them crazy. They want your attention for real.
No, I just feel like
you
like,
can't just be out here having kids.
as an adult,
attention.
you would want your child to grow up with an adult level of reasoning. So if your child is trying to exhibit a sense of reasoning, you should meet them at that level of reasoning. If they disagree, tell them why they're wrong, and unless they have counter arguments, but if it gets to the point where they feel like they can scream at you and stuff like that, then no, you're not gonna scream at me, little kid. Like that's not what's happening here. But
and you can go about things like. I feel like parents nowadays don't go about things as like teaching like lessons anymore. Like how like I grew up watching like the Cosby Show. And like when the kids would be defiant or like do things they weren't supposed to do, like no one yelled and scolded them and like put them in their room for forever and took away electronics. It was like, okay, like you did that and now this is what we're going to do to teach you, like that's not how you do it and like why. And teaching you through learning something of whatever. And nowadays it's more of just like, oh, you did that and you shouldn't have done that, and you're like, why? Like why not? Because I said so, or you know, the
Yeah,
other
because I
things
said
that we
so
all
is
say.
the worst reason
So-
for everything, yo.
I
Like,
cannot stand
it's
that.
like the dumbest thing I've ever heard because I
Yeah,
said
it's
so.
ignorant, man.
And I think once you
Right.
teach someone, I mean, not all the time, but like as a child, if you learn a lesson like real quick on like, okay, I did this and like this is what happens and that's why, you may be more prone to maybe not do it again, or you know, understand that if you do it again, that's what's gonna happen.
Right.
So.
I had seen a video on online. It was like a parent, a dad, and his daughter. His daughter, like when the video started, the girl was sitting on the car. She was just like screaming, making a scene, and all this other stuff. Apparently, they was in Walmart or something, and she wanted something or wanted to walk around, and he didn't want her to or something. So she started, you know, making a scene. You know, kids make a scene. So he took her out of the store and he sat her on the car, and he was like, "We're not going back inside until you shut up." Basically, like making all the screaming and stuff. Like he was like, "If you have something you need to say, then say it, but you're not just gonna be screaming out here like, you know, just making noise just to make noise." And then the little kid calmed down, and then they went back inside or whatever. And I'm like, okay, that's a rational way to, you know, discipline your child. I mean, like I said, I'm not one of the ones that's like against beatings or whatever, but it doesn't have to always go that route. So
Since we're on the topic of beatings, how do you guys feel about? I heard a theory that beating your child promotes actually violent behavior amongst your child. Do you guys agree with that or disagree?
I mean, I think if it's overdone, yeah.
Okay.
But I don't think.
Saying that like all the individuals in schools and stuff who are violent and volatile, starting fights, and maybe the ones resorting to violence are the ones who got beaten the most.
Or it could be said that they're not getting beaten up.
Right.
They know that there's no consequence for their action, so why not? I'm just go wild out and do whatever I want because I know I'm not gonna get in trouble for it, or at least to an extent that will resonate with me.
That could be.
So I think it's either a overuse of beatings or complete like absence of discipline. So
Yeah.
It's a case by case basis. It depends on the personality of that child, honestly.
Yeah, it could be that too.
Yeah.
I don't believe in like really beatings. Like I believe in like a firm grip real quick, like or a light
Maybe they
little.
won't do it though.
Like,
yeah, I don't mean like you know you
something
stomp
like
a
that,
mud
but
hole in your kid or
No,
something,
no,
but like
no, I know you don't mean that, but like I don't even really like. I'm just like I feel like there's just other ways, and I feel like I would rather
Yeah, but
like get through to my kid like in a different way.
But, I mean, some parents maybe feel like violence is the only solution to stop their kids from doing something. Just like when their
But
kid's
your
going
kid-
through something in school, maybe violence is their only way
Yeah,
of
but
solving
I
the
feel like
situation.
if your kid is out here like wilding out, that's something that they're expressing something. No one's wilding out for no reason.
Yeah, you know, you're right. You're
There's
right.
a reason for
Violence
that. So it's
first.
like, as a parent, you need to you need to figure out what the hell, like what's going on. Like
Maybe they're wilding out because their parents are wilding out though.
yeah, because you
beating
might
your
Maybe their
kid
parent might
is
be
not-
violent though.
because
beating your kid is not a solution to
You're
that
right,
problem.
and then that's why they're emulating that same behavior though out in the
Yes,
community.
they need to know like obedience. They need to know like wrong
Shit,
is wrong
man.
and what
Yeah,
happens
some parents
when
don't
you're
need to be
wrong.
parents though.
But
But-
like a beating doesn't always.
an inability to express yourself isn't just
Switch it
something
up.
that happens to children though. There are adults that don't know how to express
Yeah.
themselves, so they might have a kid and their
Of
kid made them
course,
mad. They don't
yeah,
even know
yeah.
how to explain to them, this is what you did that made me mad. So instead, I'm just gonna beat you,
Exactly.
and then tell you go away. You know what I mean? So like, I feel like that's
why people. Not everyone
Stop beating.
is made to be a parent. Not
Nope.
everyone should have kids. Like sometimes you have to wait.
right.
Like,
Because like, I mean, me
you have to
personally,
be
I
prepared.
don't think I've ever gotten beat when I was little because I never really did much. But I know if I did something that made my mother upset, I could tell I made her upset, and I
Yeah.
learned from
Yeah.
that versus her
Yeah.
having to beat me. I don't think
yeah,
I've ever gotten
I
beat.
never got beat.
I think I did once. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
if
get
I
in
did, it
trouble,
might have been
but it was
once.
more like I just knew better. Like,
Yeah.
it was like I just needed a look, and I was like, okay, like, not even gonna. Like it was never. I just never got beaten or anything like that. It was just like I just knew better.
Yeah.
And that's what I want. Like I don't even want to have to like resort to. I want you to know better. Like.
Right.
And I feel like that's more disrespectful when your kid is like, you know, I'm gonna push it to this limit because I don't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
So
What about you, Taylor? Were you? Did you
I
get beaten?
had pillows thrown at me. She
What?
was like, "What's wrong with you?" Not, pillow. When I was close to my mother,
Oh, she was a thrower.
what got thrown at me?
Uh-huh.
You know, like the
Put one in a
pillow.
vase
Like,
oh god.
yeah, but I mean, And when I was little, I did get beatings. But like when I started getting older, I started getting punished.
Yeah.
And then I never had an end date for my punishments. That's what
It was just like,
always
until I
used to
feel
get
like
me. Yeah, it was until I felt like it.
Mm-hmm.
So my mother would punish me mostly for my grades because I just did bad on
Your
my
grades?
Yeah, progress report. Not even the report cards. The
hate
progress
progress
report.
reports, yo.
The progress report will always be the worst. Once I
that,
showed a
man.
progress report and it was like a D or something, because most of them would be like D's,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would get punished for it, and you punish until you punish until I say so.
Right.
So I ain't getting no punishment until the report card comes.
Right. So punishment until like no cell phone, no what?
Yep, no cell
Okay.
phone. I couldn't get on the house phone. I couldn't like.
I hate it. I remember the house.
Yeah,
phone.
I couldn't go
Yeah,
outside. I was a person that
I
loved to
hate
go
that.
outside.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't go outside. Like
Oh, yeah.
it was just
I used
torture.
to phone bone, yo, 24/7. I still be phone bone. I ain't even gonna lie, man. Like, Jill be having my conversation.
Yeah,
I always
she
phone
loves
bone,
to be
man.
on it.
Yeah.
I spend probably like,
Since I met you,
I probably spend like 6 to 8 hours a week on the phone, yo.
Good
Like,
God.
like literally every week, yo. Every week.
I couldn't do it.
No, every week, yo.
Who you talking to that long?
Right.
Damn.
I be thinking that. Listen.
No, I mean, I
It's
probably
people that
talk to
really
you
like
like,
me
no,
on the
I talk
phone?
to you 2 or 3 times a
No,
week, yo.
yeah, but-
Well, it's
What
people
the
that
fuck?
still like me on the
Yo,
phone like
yes,
that.
yo. I can show you my records, yo. 45 minutes, 50 minutes, 35
I be
minutes.
trying to
like,
figure that shit. I be
literally,
trying to
like-
figure that out at work. Like every day, it'd be like in the mornings. Like people be on their like coworkers be on their phones in the morning on
Yeah.
their lunch break. I'm like, how the hell do both you and whatever your significant other or whatever you have going on both have this much time in your day to be communicating like on the phone? It would be like people who have boyfriends are like texting them all day long.
Oh,
and
well,
then they
yeah,
get on their
I-
break.
that's
and
what
they
I do.
calling them on the phone. I'm
Yeah.
like, what is he doing? Or what? You know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
text my
how
boyfriend
do
all day
y'all-
long.
See,
I don't
I can
call
text-
him
I can
though.
text all
I don't
day
call him. I don't be on the phone. Like
And I'm just like, you're about to
like-
go home and see them when you get off work. So like, what do you need? What do you even on the phone talk? What do you find to talk
That's
about?
their
with
best
someone
friend.
all the time. Like, what are
It's
you
like,
talking about?
it's like calling your girlfriend. Like, hey girl.
For
Like,
real?
no.
All the-
it's-
I don't know. I just feel like even if the person I am with is my best friend, like I don't know if I'm not going to be calling you constantly like that because I'm with you. Like, what are we talking about 24/7?
I feel what you're saying because I don't
every
really
day, yo.
I don't really do a lot of
Yeah,
like,
what the
Shut the fuck up. We talk every day, yo.
What is
We
that?
talk every day, yo. And we see each
We're not in a
other, yo.
relationship.
We talk every day, yo.
You're my fucking best
Not all the
friend,
time. Some
so
weeks,
I'm just
we
like-
will talk like Monday through Thursday. Some weeks it is like twice a week, but it does. We do talk a lot though.
like
yo.
long phone conversations.
Yes,
each time.
nigga. Literally, yo.
See now,
It's always because shit's going on in her life, though.
But I'm never,
yo.
I don't call you during my work schedule.
No.
It's
Not-
always
not-
like
not
after work or some
after
shit
work.
like that. Like
Yeah,
it's,
yeah,
never,
it's
and
always
it's not
after
like
work.
we
No,
don't
it's
really
always
talk
after
throughout the day. I only talk to you like when I get off work.
No, it's
or
always after
some
work,
shit like that.
yeah.
Like
we don't
it's
never
not-
talk during the day though. Like,
Very-
see, I usually will do. I can text all day
That's what I'm
And
saying.
then-
That's cool. I'll
because
do
usually
that.
I'm texting and then I'm gonna see the person. So
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
I feel like if I'm on the phone having all the same conversations that I would have in
Yeah.
person, once you get in person,
Yeah,
it's like
that's
that
true.
awkward silence. You don't really have nothing to say to each other. You don't really, it's just kind of just like
yeah, I agree.
you're
yeah.
in my face, I'm in your face. We don't really have nothing to talk about because we talked about it all on the phone earlier this week or whatever, or today or whatever. So it's just like, I don't know, I'm more of a texter because it gives you more time to go through
Yeah,
things throughout the
definitely,
day
yeah.
and then maybe come back and text and be like, oh yeah, this is, whatever. But
I text my boyfriend all day long. Like
yeah, see,
we
I can text all day long.
We
I
text
just can't be
all
on the
day
phone all day long.
long. Text all day long, and then when we see each other, we be geeking about what we text about.
Oh, okay.
like all day long.
I'm not trained at that.
Train.
I actually like being on the phone during times I'm not supposed to be on the phone. Like I like being on the phone when I'm driving, and I like being on the
He
phone.
said when I'm not supposed to be.
And I like
Yeah,
being on the
phone
phone when I'm like
driving.
out in public shopping or at the store or something.
Yeah.
But
I like being on the
I
phone
don't
when
like
shopping
being on the
too.
phone in the house. I don't like being on the phone at work. I don't like being anytime I'm just like able to sit idly and do
Yeah.
something. I don't like being on the phone because 9 times out of 10 I need my hands for whatever it
Yeah.
is that's in front of me. Like I'm like on the computer or playing a game.
I
It's
just put
just
people
something.
on speaker and sitting them somewhere like yelling.
I
to
don't
each
even
other,
like doing that.
okay.
Yeah.
But I really barely talk. I have to really like fuck with you to talk to you on the phone. Like that's what I'm saying. Me and Christian be talking because we be talking about dumb shit.
And
all
niggas
day
know
long.
I talk, yo.
Like,
So
yeah,
niggas hit my
Christian
phone
be,
because they niggas know I talk, yo. I can
Just
really
see,
talk,
we be on the phone
yo.
for hours because you just be talking about
Yo,
shit.
but niggas
like,
will hit my phone and
shit,
talk
so-
to me, yo.
we can
I talk to Drew
anybody.
every day too, yo. Probably like four or 5 days out the week I talk to Drew, yo.
For real.
Yes, yo.
You're such a talker.
I just don't be
yo.
making phone calls like
Like,
that.
nah, niggas call me, yo, legit, yo.
What's up? You're a good talker.
Like I usually only call people like if I need to know something real quick,
Right,
or,
right,
you know,
yeah.
If you're not answering me,
or if
quick
it's something
enough.
that's going to be too long of a story to text.
Yeah.
Like
I don't like when
Yeah.
people call me like that. If people calling me, we all gonna be on the phone for a long time. Because I don't like when people call
Just
me
call you
like,
something
yeah,
short.
just something short. I be like, oh, you could have texted me, yo. Like, I
Yeah,
don't like.
there are
But sometimes it might just be
Yeah.
like in a dire, like I don't have time to wait for you to text me back, or you might not hear
yeah.
your phone from the text, so I'm, make it ring so you can hear it ringing and get this answer real quick.
People call me and they do something short like that. I'm just like, that's it. That's all you wanted. Like, really?
I know what you mean, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, oh, okay. And hang out and just be thinking about it afterwards. Like, hey.
But speaking of text, I came across an article earlier this week. It was about this is completely unrelated, but it was a guy. I think he was like 23. It was a white guy. He was texting this girl who I think was like 12 or 13, basically making like sexual passes at her, and she like screenshotted the whole conversation, and it was all online and stuff. And the dude was I forgot his name, but yeah, he probably could have been on like the Chris Hansen show for all I know. You know,
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty disgusting though.
I just don't understand. Like,
he was pressing up and saying like, "What's up? When you gonna let me fuck?" And she basically said no at least a dozen times. So I don't feel comfortable doing that. I'm still a virgin. I'm underage. Why do you want me? Why do you think this is okay? I have a but like saying any and everything to get him to stop, and he kept on trying to persevere and have sex with her.
that's just sick.
Yeah, it is pretty disgusting. There's people like that all the time. Like, you never know. When you're going to step on that person, you open the door for is probably like a pedophile or something, predator. You would never know, though,
You would never.
I don't understand why that doesn't click in those people's minds of like no means like anyone is allowed to tell you no.
Regardless, he's like in his 20s and she's like in middle school. So
No, but I'm
but,
just
Right,
saying,
literally.
like,
but
I'm just
yeah, I
saying,
get that.
that's
There are
the thing.
people
That's
like
the
that too.
rationale of like being told no, and it could have been
It's
in
like that hard
any
to
instance,
get
and it's just like,
thing.
why does that not click in your brain? Like, no. You're a lot like no, a simple, and that's it. Like
I don't even. It shouldn't even have been brought to her.
No, it
for her
shouldn't.
to
It
even have
shouldn't.
to
It
say
shouldn't.
no,
It shouldn't.
in my
Yeah,
opinion.
like the whole thing is gross. But I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying, like, ew.
Why do you think people become like pedophiles? Or what type of like socialization would they have to have? I know it's a
I don't know. I feel
is it always like child abuse or sexual abuse?
No, I
can be
really. I
different
think it's
things.
people's preferences. Honestly, it gets down to people's preferences.
Okay,
Because,
so they're born with that, like they're
they might be born
I think
with
it's an
that type of preference. Maybe they just like people that look young.
I think it's.
And then they just don't. They like people that look young, but don't realize how young that they really like them. I don't know. Like, but I mean, that's extra young. I think you would know if somebody 12. I think that's OD in it.
I mean, like
but
once I'll admit, like once I got like out of high school, and I'm seeing like and it's also like how the parents let their young daughters walk around, and it's just like, yo, you do not look like a child. Like you're a child.
You look like an adult.
Right.
Just like
I mean, granted, I never got caught in that situation where I was just like trying to dress up like a young girl,
you
but
got body like an adult or something. That's misleading.
But like that also ties into parenting too. Like, you know what I mean, you shouldn't let your daughter be walking out looking like she's going to the club at like going to school.
They
at
be
like
shopping
15
at
years
they
old.
be shopping at these stores
But,
like 5 to 21.
I like going back to what you were saying. I think it's like a sense of just insecurity. So that way, I mean, somebody that's like 20 in their 20s trying to deal with somebody that's like in their teenage years. Obviously, that age disparity probably creates some type of dominance that he feels like he can instill on the little young girl or young boy or whatever. And it's just like I think it's an insecurity thing. And
I think it's insecurity too, then, because it is. I feel like they do look for people younger than them to have some type of control.
Yeah, because if they try to pull
Some
half of
type
that
of
on somebody their
control,
age,
yeah.
then they would be like, "What? You don't get out of
And
here."
it doesn't come out as controlling at first. It comes out as like someone trying to give you advice.
Mm-hmm.
Try
to
guide
shape the way you
try
think.
and try and shape you and stuff like that. And then eventually it just becomes more.
I don't know, like maybe my views are a little extreme, but I just feel like child molesters and rapists like that, I honestly believe they should either be killed or
they
castrated.
get their ass killed in jail, man.
Yeah,
They don't play that.
But I honestly believe
But
that.
it's definitely something that has this. It comes from something. Like I said, like no one just wakes up and it's crazy like that just to be fucking crazy or just to be liking young girls or anything.
It's an
like
obsession
that.
with
It's
something.
That's why I said I think it's
Yeah,
insecurity.
it's
You can
like-
develop
it's
an
like-
insecurity.
It's like an obsession with something.
It's something that's going on, like something that happened in your childhood, something that happened as an adolescent, like something happened because that's
They
not
really
just,
like this child
not
a
a
lot.
natural
Like,
thing
that's
to
obsession.
feel.
I don't know. That's just weird to me. I mean, I get what you're saying. It could be like a mental health
Or
situation.
trauma, like anything, like
Yeah.
people go through crazy things and no one knows about it, and go on
Well,
there
isn't
and
it
just
registered as like
make
mental health?
crazy act.
What?
I don't know.
Pedophilia?
Yeah, like isn't that?
I think they're trying to.
I'm about to say, I don't think so.
I think they're trying to turn it into a mental health issue. I even seen the article saying they were trying to turn it into a actual like acceptable thing. What they call it, trans age or something like that. I don't know, something weird like that.
Trans age.
Yeah, whereas it's
Ain't
like,
that when people want to be like a different age than they are?
I don't know. It's
Like
they try to
believe
create
that
some
they
type
aren't that
of
age.
household name for it
Yeah.
to make it sound like
Like,
to make it
They
sound a
don't
little more
believe they're
acceptable.
that
But I was
age. They
like,
believe
nah,
they're
yeah.
another age or something.
Something like that. I forgot the term
I
for it,
don't know.
but I'm just like, nah, yo. Like, I mean, mental health. Yeah, you can have a mental health issue, but it can. I only allow mental health to go to a certain extent. Like, I know before you had said people who might be murderers might have mental health issues, but it's just like, I get the fact that you have something going on in your head, but when you take that and turn it into an action that traumatizes another person, I don't care about your mental health issues anymore. Because it's just like, now you've created possibly another mental health issue for someone else. And that's where I draw my line at. Like, I feel bad for people who have mental health issues, but once they hurt someone, no. But, yeah.
Who had the funds to protect the people that's sane?
You said what?
Like, you don't have the funds to protect the people that's saying that
Right.
somebody, it could be anything that can happen in your life that can cause you to just
Lose
swerve into it, and lose it, though. Like, it could be anything
Yeah.
that happens in your
You
life,
could be a
though.
perfectly normal
Yeah, a
person,
normal-
like a regular, normal person, and no one asked for any type of crazy
Yeah.
trauma thing to happen
It's
in your
just
life
something
to
that
cause
could,
you
yeah.
to be crazy or, do irrational things.
Yeah, but that's true. But if you feel like you've reached that point, you can.
But how do you
You can-
know?
well,
You just go crazy. You don't
Yeah,
know.
Like, again,
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
that's if you like go completely fly off the ledge. Like you said, you experience something. Like, say for example, something happens, and all of a sudden now you feel like you have it in you to kill somebody.
And what if that's like a weird thought and you're just like, what the fuck? Like, just you shut it off because it's weird to you and you're just like, I'm not about to go out here and tell someone that I had a fucking thought that I
Yeah.
might want to go kill fucking
But that might be
so-and-so,
exactly
like,
what you need to do.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that, like, someone that's like feeling that way, I don't think they're gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I
Yeah,
woke up
I mean-
tomorrow, if I'm having like thought, I don't think I'm gonna go to anyone and be like, hey, so.
Because you think you're crazy, right? You wouldn't
Yes,
because you think you're
that's what I'm saying.
crazy.
You're just gonna shut that shit off. Like, what the fuck? Like, I'm okay. I don't know what that was, but we're moving on and we're gonna continue to go on.
So you think somebody can find themselves in a situation like that without even realizing that it's happening?
Yeah, I do.
Like, they would be thinking about it consistently and never shut it off. Just always think about it. I feel like
Not that it's right or anything,
Yeah.
but still, it's just like, what the fuck? Like, you just never know.
Yeah, I mean, I know people had their experiences and stuff. I don't know. I just find it hard to believe that I would be able to just wake up one day and be like, I'm perfectly okay with killing somebody, and then find myself somewhere, like, because it's a process. Because if you have that thought, you're going to be like, okay, then you might find yourself shopping for guns. Then you might find yourself
That's what I think
looking
it
for knives,
happens.
or
That's-
you know.
Yeah,
but
I
at
mean, it
that
happens
point,
like
at
that.
that
It's
point,
already
you would
just-
need. That's where I feel like you would need to be like, yo, all right, this isn't right.
Yeah, and some people can like rationalize with themselves and be like, okay, what the fuck? Just like
Yeah.
this crazy as shit. Like, I have to tell someone,
Right.
and you get to help. But not everyone like can really like rein themselves out of something like that. Or you could be in deep depression about something and just, you know what I'm saying? You're just in your thoughts 24/7 constantly,
Yeah.
and you're not even like really
Walking around in a
rationally
trance
thinking.
for real,
Like,
yeah.
you're just always in your head, and you're not letting anyone else
not
like
talking to nobody
think-
about what
yeah,
you're thinking
like,
about.
yeah.
It's just all in
a constant
yeah.
motion all the time, every
I get what you're
day.
saying.
You can turn you crazy.
I get what you're saying.
Like those people with like the army people with like PSD and stuff like that. Like, that's crazy. And it's just like they're regular people. They go over there, they see I don't even want to know what they be seeing over there. Crazy traumatic things. They come back over here and have to figure out how to like put themselves back in society and like go about doing things like how they used
Same
to.
thing
do
with people
things.
that's in prison and stuff.
Yeah, and it's just like that
Yeah,
probably
it
could make
is
someone
the same.
crazy.
Yeah.
You think about that, like that's going on in their head 24/7. They're not thinking about what's going on here. Like their mind is there, and they could accidentally kill someone. You know what I'm saying? And just not even be.
It's a whole different society. You going over to the Middle East and you seeing how they live a whole different way than we live over here, and something. And then you're a terrorist in their own country trying to fight for what we think is right, but they don't necessarily think that's right. But it's like it's all switched around.
Right,
then you
right.
come back home, and then everybody at home calling you a hero for what you did,
And you don't.
and you
not
just
feel
did
it.
some traumatic shit to another
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
Like that's traumatic right there. That could drive you to go crazy.
Killing someone's child.
Yeah,
because
like-
you know what I'm saying, or you know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
anything like a missed bullet or a missed whatever, and you accidentally kill someone's child. You didn't mean to do it, but you had to do it because it's your safety at risk,
Yeah.
or killing someone's mom or something like that. All that is like. That's traumatic. Like,
That's
I don't
true.
know. I might be out here killing someone too if I live through that.
Right.
Like,
That's
you
true,
just don't
that's
know. Like, you
But
really
then
don't
being
know.
called a hero after, that's confusing as fuck too.
Right.
Like being called a hero when you come back home because you did that type of stuff.
Mhm.
You know, like, yeah, you did to keep our country safe.
Right. That's true.
But you just like, what? I killed somebody.
Mhm.
Like, I really killed somebody. And then you didn't even have the opportunity to talk about it afterwards.
Yeah.
That's
just watched this
crazy.
movie
I
the
kind
other
of wanted
day.
to touch on something real quick because you just mentioned something about killing somebody. I know we like running out of time, but I had seen an update. You know, you remember that boy that got killed in I think it was in Georgia, and he rolled his body up in the mat.
Oh, yeah.
I had
Yeah.
seen somebody had put out a witness statement saying that one of the people's I think that killed him's brother they were roommates or something, and he was telling them everything that happened. So basically, they said that from the report that I read, I don't know how true it is, but one of the white boys that was in the school in Georgia, him and the boy that got killed was in an argument about the boy's girlfriend or something, and they said that the boy must have hit him in the head with a weight or did something and broke his neck, and so he basically probably died on impact. And the boy's father was an FBI agent or FBI. He works on the boy.
Who father? The killer?
The killer, yeah. His father works in the FBI or something like that. So they was trying to say that, or from what I'm trying to remember, but the father told the boy to remove the kid's organs because that's how they can tell when the person died. And that's why his body was stuffed with all the newspaper, because you can tell basically how long somebody's been dead by analyzing their organs. So with no organs, you can't really tell.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just thought that was crazy. I mean,
How can you even do that? Oh my God, how can you do that to somebody? Like,
I mean,
it seemed like it was an accident that he killed him, but then to go
it might have been,
further.
but the real crazy part was the cover up.
Of course, yeah.
The crazy part is that that's when it
all
became
the
on
good,
purpose.
And the fact
That's when
that
it became on purpose.
that the student's father works for the FBI, so he knew exactly what to tell him to do to get out of it. And you know, I just think that's sick. Like that's like privilege and abuse, all, just like all wrapped in one. And it's just like I
That's
don't know.
being scared. That's what happens when people.
Yeah,
get in situations,
somebody
they
get scared,
Right,
yeah.
but it's just like, yo,
And
I
they
don't-
trying to hide. That's
I
when you
just
get
feel
crazy.
like-
That's
When
turning
you're trying
crazy.
to hide something, because you're scared
Yeah,
about the
that's-
outcome that could happen to you.
that's
Like
turning
people
crazy.
do anything in like a scary situation that they don't, and they don't want anything to fall back on them. Yo, people will
You learn who people are. Yeah.
People will do anything.
That's just wild to me though. Like I just feel like stuff like that, when you do stuff like that, eventually the cosmic justice is gonna happen. Like you're gonna get caught, and something's gonna happen. Like you can't. And even if you don't get caught, you're gonna be a prisoner of your own mind, wondering like,
Yeah, I
okay,
would never,
this person's looking at me weird. Do they know what I did?
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? You're gonna go through that
Go
for the rest of your
crazy,
life.
like-
Yeah.
You gonna go crazy, yeah.
And so I just feel like I hope that
That shit made me think of the
whoever
movie
I
Saw.
don't know the boys. I forgot the boy's name who killed the boy. But you know what I mean. I hope if they got this evidence that him and his father goes to jail, because at that point his father's a conspirator or
I don't know. Yeah, accomplice.
accomplice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just how I feel. But do we need shots?
Yeah, after
I
that.
feel like I need a shot. Now. Well, I already still
Sick,
got mine.
man. Sick.
Oh, man.
Is that lemonade?
That's sad, yo. That story, wasn't it was like,
It was years ago, and they basically
yeah,
I think
and they just never, like, they
they
never.
kind of just let it go.
Yeah, they let it go. Let me see. It's your cup.
That's Christian. Yeah, I think that's.
It's a little shot.
It's just a lower drop.
I think I'm gonna take a little bit more too.
Yeah, that's cool.
But, I feel like this is like the first time we had like all of us and no guests and
In a while.
for a minute,
For,
yeah, like
probably 3-4 weeks. Probably a
Something like
month.
that.
Yeah, probably a whole month.
wow,
We had guests.
Shout
It's
out all
always
our
fun.
guests.
right?
Appreciate
Shout out all the
Black
guests.
excellence at its finest.
Shout out everybody that
For Black
supports the
excellence,
show, that
people
watches
that come
the
on the
show.
show.
Yeah, all our guests and all that. This has been the Busy Doing Nothing podcast. We're right in the middle of the conversation. I am your host, Mr. Freeminds. To my left, I have
Taylor, aka Doc. To my left, I have.
Heavy to my left side.
The blessed pastor, Christian.
If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, share it with your friends, you know, and all that. Until next, make sure you go to the to our website, bdnpodcast.com. Get yourself a your very own. Get your very own BDN cap. Until next time, you know, y'all be safe. Ceasefire if you can.
Yes.
If you can.